So I've been playing TCGs for well over 2 decades now, and I never seen the TCG space this bad ever. Now, obviously, I'm talking about the scalpers and how bad they're marking up prices, and they're just making it very hard for us to enjoy the games that we love. Whether it's Pokemon, whether it's One Piece, well, those are pretty much the really the only ones really right now. We haven't really seen it get really crazy with Lorcana. You kind of see a little bit with Magic, and obviously you don't see it with Yu-Gi-Oh at all. Now we're literally seeing actual crimes being committed with Pokemon. No, it's crazy that we're actually seeing crimes like this, because it's like people are thinking that Pokemon cards are like jewelry or something. Like, the fact that someone's going in stores, robbing store owners, and mind you, these are like mom and pop stores. Like, they're not no big time storefronts. They're mom and pop stores like LGS's, where people are literally going in there and robbing them for thousands and thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards. Now, the big one that's really getting headlines right now is the fact that someone robbed an LGS gunpoint and took over $100,000 worth of product. Like, bro, what are people like? Do they think this is a casino? Like, are they like planning a heist? Like, what is going on with the TCG community right now? Like, this is sickening. And the fact that all this is going on, and obviously there's some repercussions, but I feel like the police aren't really like putting it to like a very high standard of a certain crime, which it literally needs to be a huge crime. Like, you need to get locked up for a long period of time if you're literally going to a store, robbing people, literally at gunpoint. Mind you, gunpoint, like, that's a serious offense, and I feel like the police force aren't really doing much to try to eliminate things like that from happening. Like, I want to figure out what these thieves, like, what's their train of thought when they're going in and robbing these LGSs for their cards and trying to resell them. Like, I don't understand it at all, because the cards are hot, right? People are going to be looking out for those cards. Like, you got to be a complete idiot to try to do things like this.
But the police tonight have to catch the robbers. When they broke the glass to steal pricey Pokemon cards at a store in Manhattan Wednesday night, they broke the hearts of card collectors across the city.
From one business owner to the Poke Court, we feel for you.
Eric and his wife Jessie own E&J Boutique in Dyker Heights. They're doing a number of things differently to avoid carrying high-value Pokemon cards, including not buying back from the public anymore.
Never again, not with Pokemon. Sports cards? Absolutely.
Pokemon? That's kind of sad that it's come to this.
It's more than sad. It's disgusting, and it's not good for the community. I want to keep doing it, but it's not worth the risk to my customers, to my employees, to my wife, and to my business, and also to the neighborhood. What happens if guys were to come in here with guns and then run around the neighborhood and rob people? Nobody needs that.
The robbers pointed guns in people's faces during the stick-up in the meatpacking district, stealing more than $100,000 of merchandise.
This obviously was big news in the Pokemon community, so much so that customers started sharing information about the kind of cards being targeted. E&J received this information showing that a high-value encased card was on the list, and they immediately removed those kinds of cards off their shelves.
They had a $60,000 card, I believe, stolen from them.
There are ways, which we won't specify in detail, stolen cards can be tracked.
My wife has been looking all day on eBay, on whatnot, on all these different apps, because, let's put it this way, criminals are usually not that smart.
The Foyers hope police act quickly.
A store owner and the Patreons should not have to fear for their lives off trying to play a simple card game, because you have maniacs going in and trying to steal that shiny cardboard. That right there is sickening to see things like that. Now, obviously, what we're talking about is Pokemon, but I do want to shine light with One Piece. And the reason why One Piece is starting to get pretty bad is because a lot of these scalpers, we call them the Pokemon bros, what's going on is they're having a hard time getting product, and they're also having a hard time selling the product, and the scalpers are getting frustrated, right? So what's happening is now they're pivoting and finding a different card game, and they're doing what they were doing with Pokemon. And unfortunately, it's been hit with One Piece. You're seeing a lot of scalpers buying out One Piece, whether it be the singles, the sealed product, and they're hiking it up. Just literally they're doing what they're doing with Pokemon. And it's actually pretty scary to see the prices that we're seeing, because we're going to go over that later, just so you can see how many tens of thousands of dollars that people are wanting. And unfortunately, the consumers are paying that crazy amount of money for those cards is wild. But I do want to piggyback on this. Back then, with the whole Pokemon bubble, if you think about it, who really technically caused that? Logan Paul. Back then, when Logan Paul went out to get the Charizard, that was around the COVID era, and what happened is that put Pokemon on like a whole nother platform right there because of Logan Paul. Why am I saying that? It's because Logan Paul's recent video, he literally has cases of One Piece, and he's talking about, oh yeah, he's a collector, he's collecting One Piece. Why this is bad is because now, which it's happening now, One Piece is starting to shoot up in price.
You gotta sell them. This is major. This is major. I got cases.
For what?
I got cases of One Piece.
Is it
I'm
for
a
fun?
collector.
Is it
I'm a
for-
collector. Hey, One Piece X and Twitter and fan pages.
They're gonna hate it.
Take it away, bro.
They're gonna hate
Yo,
it.
I heard. I seen what Jimmy and Mr. Beast has been saying about the One Piece fan base. Sounds like they're pretty toxic. Look, I'm not pretending I'm a One Piece mega fan. I did watch the live action show on Netflix.
It was great.
Luffy D Monkey. Shout out Luffy.
Monkey D. Luffy.
What?
Monkey D. Luffy.
It's Monkey D. Luffy. See, it's that type of shit. They're gonna fucking hate.
Oh, brother, what are we doing? Bro doesn't even know the main character's name. Like, he botched the main character's name. Like, are you serious? Now, granted, honestly, I'm not a fan of One Piece. I just love the card game. I love Bandai card games. I love Union Arena. I love Dragon Ball Super. I love the old school Naruto game. Like, and I love One Piece. I'm a fan of the card game. I don't really watch the anime, but that's beside the point. The card game's good. The card game now, at first, when it first came out, it was pretty hard to get the product. It kind of died down. You could get stuff relatively easy. And then now it started kind of trickling back up a little bit. But ever since like all this is going on with the whole Pokemon bros switching to One Piece, it's gotten extremely crazy. Like, it's to the point where it's going to be hard to be a collector with One Piece right now, just because of how much cards and sealed products going for now. And like I said, I blame it on the Pokemon bros. What Logan Paul's doing right now is literally not helping at all. And it's a scary time to be a collector. It's a scary time to love TCGs. It's a scary time to be a fan of TCGs and want to play it, because what we're about to dive in next, you're going to see how scary these prices really are. All right, so right now we're on TCG Player. I got everything sorted from high to low. As you can see, we got cases right here. Look at this. OP01. This is obviously the set set one. $30,000 unopened. Then you have another 49,000. You have 99,000, 100,000. One Piece is like what? Like a 5 to 3 year old game, and you're already having a set one go for that amount of money. You have an alternate art for Luffy. Look at this, $20,000. Like, this isn't even this isn't even considered modern. This is OP13. OP13, mind you. OP 14 literally just came out. And we have an OP 13, a set before, going for $20,000 a card. Now, granted, this is the manga print of it, because you have like the manga background, which is really sick. But gosh, look at that, $20,000. But these are scalper prices. Like, all this is scalper prices. Like, these are just what the scalpers are doing. I'm so mad, by the way, because I want this card. Because I have this card, I don't have the alternate art. But like I said, look at this. These are the scalper prices, $100,000. Right? Now, to be fair, to be honest with you, this card should probably be worth like around maybe $5,000 to $7,000, in my opinion. But you have people literally paying scalper prices. Like, I think this sold, like, look at this. Look at this. December, it sold for, look at the price, $3,200. You know, and it has like anywhere from $5,700. Look at that. December 16th, $38. January, $39. Like, look at this. Like, you're seeing, like, this is insane. Look at this. 5,000, 5,000, 8,000. But now the scalpers bought it all up, and now they're listing it for these crazy numbers. And I think one sold, I have to find out where, I don't know if it was on eBay or what, but it sold for someone bought it for $80,000. Crazy. But yeah, no, this is what we've come to with TCGs. Like, if you're gonna try to, I wouldn't even recommend trying to alt out a deck. And what I mean by alt out is like you do a max rarity for your deck. It's not even worth it, because you're gonna be paying a lot of money. You're gonna be paying a couple $1,000s to alt out your deck. That's why for me, I would love to alt out my One Piece decks, but I'm not gonna pay that much money to alt out decks. Like, could you imagine? Let's just say it costs $3,000 to alt out one deck, and let's say you have 4 or 5 decks, right? You're looking at $12,000 to $15,000 just to alt out your decks if you're really like, if you want it to look really good. No, but that's literally where we're at right now. We're at scalper prices. Like, look at this. We got another case going for $10,000. Literally December 4th, $3,800, $2,700 in October. And now it just shoots up to $10,000 because we have scalpers buying everything at the price and just literally trying to get a 300% return. Like, this is, yeah, this is not fun. This is not fun to see. Like, at this point, and this right here is a promo. A promo card, mind you. A promo card going for $5,000. I don't mind these are Japanese. But $5,000, $8,000, and those are all the listings. So at this point, what do we do as a consumer? You know, we're at a very hard place right now when it comes to TCGs. Do we wait it out? Do we wait out the scalpers and not buy anything and wait for the scalpers to just drop the prices? Or do people just continue to buy the scalpers' prices and feed the scalpers? Now, me personally, I'll never feed scalpers. Scalpers are the scum of the scum. And I will wait out a scalper. But the sad thing is, like, a lot of these cards I really want, but I don't want to play scalper prices. That's why I'm just, like, currently waiting for, like, something to happen. Like, for example, just the scalpers decide to just move on to something else. Once that happens, these prices will just, they're just going to tank. That's what I'm banking on, because a lot of these I do want to pick up. But like I said, I'm not going to pick up with these prices. No, but as you can see, TCG's in a really bad spot right now, whether it's Pokemon or One Piece. Like I say, you're not really getting it in Yu-Gi-Oh! You're not really getting it in Lorcana, but that's not to say that it won't happen. So what I can foresee is, obviously Pokemon's pretty bad, One Piece is really bad right now. What I could see is people jumping ship, the scalpers, and going to Lorcana next. I could see Lorcana get affected later down the road. And honestly, if something like that happens, you know, the bubble's going to pop. It's gonna pop. Something's gonna happen. Something's gotta give. And we're gonna see who folds. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this video. Thanks again for watching. Peace.